Hello everyone, it's Kavita from Red Door Yoga. Welcome to the Mini Sutra series online. Today I wanted to talk to you about the idea of what if you're wrong? Now, we all have an ego, okay? And I was talking about that just last week and the fact that our egos, we need to strike a truce with them. They have a role to play. But part of our ego really can get worked up about our perspective, the perspective that we have, and we see it as a truth. And that can be problematic sometimes because if you really believe in the rightness of your viewpoint, that can blind you to other information and other gifts that are right in front of you. So, I had a student who was talking to me about her daughter recently, and she was talking to me about the fact that her daughter has a tendency to get very defensive and very angry and aggressive with her. And it may simply be kind of the stage of life that her daughter is at. That's part of it. And she was saying to me, she said, how do I get her to to be a little less defensive, a little less reactive? And I said, what needs to happen is she needs to consider the idea that she might be wrong. But that's a skill that takes developing with everyone, myself included, right? It's something that you need to start to work on in such a way that you're building it into almost a reflex way of functioning. You want to interrupt your thought processes and go, what if I'm wrong? What if this is not how it actually is? I may be so certain about what I'm seeing or what I believe is going on, but what if I'm wrong? And if you can practice interrupting your thought patterns and just asking yourself that question and waiting 5 seconds even in contemplation before moving forward, you'd be amazed at how that can change the veracity of your ego, the veracity of your certainty. And that's what we're looking to do, is to make you a little less certain, not because we're trying to make you suffer, but because we're actually trying to lessen your suffering over time, okay? Because if you can be a little less certain of yourself, you are more open to seeing what's actually in front of you, more open to changing perspectives and looking at it from different angles and getting closer to the truth. And that usually leads to way less suffering, okay? But like I said, it's something you've got to practice. So, if I'm, for example, really certain that I'm going to like something, before I dive into this thing that I am certain I'm going to like, I want to stop for a moment and go, what if I'm wrong? And I want to wait 5 seconds with the idea that I might be wrong, and what might that be like? Now, once the 5 seconds is up, I can go ahead and, dive into what I was going to dive into, but I gave myself a tiny little kind of crowbar in there to consider there might be a different experience. Now, that might sound like an example where you're like, well, why would I want to consider that I mightn't like this? I was so happy about the fact that I was going to like this. Well, why don't we switch it around? What if I'm absolutely certain that I'm going to hate this? If I can stop myself for a moment and go, what if I'm wrong? And contemplate the idea that this might actually be a very different experience than I'm expecting. 5 seconds. And then move into it. What you'll find is that because you've kind of stuck a crowbar in there and kind of wedged it open a little bit with that 5 seconds of contemplation that you could be wrong, you will start actually experiencing this thing with more of an awareness of the other side simultaneously taking place, more like the yin-yang symbol, okay? That you won't believe wholeheartedly in the thing that you thought you believed in when you enter into the experience. And that makes you aware of all of the ways in which this thing isn't just feeding into what you believed to begin with. And you will feel your mind expanding. You will feel your thought patterns starting to shift and become actually more creative in their ways of moving, more insightful in their ways of moving. Try it. Interrupt with 5 seconds. Practice doing it throughout your day with as many of your experiences as you can. And notice what happens. Do it every day for 4 weeks. Notice what happens. I hope this was interesting, everyone, and I look forward to seeing you all online again very, very soon. If you have questions, you have comments, please do put them in the comments section. Please do like the video, share it with others who you think might be might benefit from the videos. We're always happy to expand the yoga philosophy community, and we're always thrilled to be here with you. Thank you very much, everyone, and I'll see you again online very, very soon. Namaste.